In this tutorial in Microsoft Excel, I'd like to show you some tools Excel gives you to trace your errors and find them in a sheet or multiple sheets. Oftentimes, if you have simple data like this, it's pretty easy to find the error, but when your spreadsheets, your worksheets get more complicated, refer to more worksheets within a single workbook, then it becomes helpful to have some tools that you can track your error. Let me show you some examples. I am going to click on the Formulas tab above the ribbon, and then I have an area called Formula Auditing. Formula Auditing allows me to see where the values come from. For example, if I click on the cost per unit for April and click on Traced Precedent, those are the things that come before the calculation, it shows me that this is a result of these two cells. I can click here at any time to remove the arrows. If I want to say trace dependence, that will show me other cells that rely on the value of this particular cell. That's really nice. Here I have two errors. One's divide by 0, and if I click on this particular cell and do error checking, it gives me the error. It is a divide by 0 error, and I'll ask to trace it, and it goes back to this cell here, which then gives me the dependency all the way up to this cell in March. And I'm going to undo that, remove my arrows. I'm going to click on my March sales. This is my problem, because if I look at March, this is dependent on cell B3 in March sales. I click on March sales, and oops, we had some items we shipped and there was a problem in manufacturing, so they returned every one of them, and I get a cost per unit of divide by 0 error. If I want to check this one on this sheet, I can click on error checking. Now it says trace, and now I get a trace where it points to an image of a spreadsheet. So what I'm going to do is just click anywhere on this line, and then it gives an error in sheet 1 D5. So it helps me locate that. Or if I double click on it, I can actually go to it. I click back here, and it'll put me back into the original sheet where the cell generated the error. And so that's how I can calculate where my errors came from in several places. Another nice option is you can actually click on the Show Formulas, and this will show you the formula in every cell in your spreadsheet. So you see the difference between the data and the formula, and you can see where you might have entered in something that turned out to be a little bit problematic. So those are a couple of the ways in which you can track down common errors in your spreadsheets in Microsoft Excel. You also have an option which is a watch window. This helps you keep your eye on a value as you update a sheet. If I click on watch window, I'm going to add a watch, and we'll add the watch on this cell here. I'll click add, and now it's checking it out. So let's assume we go back to our March sales, and our returns go to 0, and I press enter. The watch window helps me see what's going on in the cell I'm looking at. So now the value is $12, and it helps me see my formula and cost per unit, and I can add as many watches as I want, and it will keep tracking those values. I can be in different sheets not even seeing this number, and it will help me see if it's going off the scale or in some place I don't want it to, or built on a faulty calculation of some kind. So if, for example, in my March sales, accidentally someone enters in a huge number here, and now I see that my cost per unit's $1, and I say that can't be. All of a sudden, even though it's not on this particular sheet, the origin of the data, I have a way to say, oops, something's wrong here. So it's a nice feature again, so that you can track what's going on in the calculations and results in your spreadsheets in Microsoft Excel.